Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Something Major is Happening to the Earth Under California. Now, Figure 1 shows screenshots from a video showing large cracks in the ground in California that opened up suddenly and increased in size thereafter. The cracks are enormous and more cracks are still appearing. The usual excuse for these events is lots of rain falling and the ground getting waterlogged as a result. However, if lots of rain falling and the ground getting waterlogged was the cause, then it should happen very often and should have been happening for centuries, and it should not be surprising. But torrential rain has been occurring in many places in the world for a very long time without this occurring. So this is not caused by rain. It is simply not possible. This is due to something major happening to the Earth, which starts deep underground. And here you can see these screenshots from a YouTube video by the two preachers from March 4th, 2019, entitled Something Very Strange is Happening in California, March 2019, and Times. And as you can see the huge cracks here. Look at this. This is the side of the crack. It's totally separated from the house here. And the crack is even larger there. And there's a crack opening up all the way here. You can see the crack opening there. That side has moved down. This side stayed a bit further up. This is very strange. There's a huge gap here now. So what could cause the ground to suddenly open up? Well, the approach of a Planet X system stellar core, as well as it moving parallel to the ground, can cause the ground to crack due to changes which its tidal force causes in the density of the ground, especially if there is a high quantity of water in it. And you may look at Article 426 entitled Planet X Causing the Ground to Break Up in India. But these are not simply cracks. The cracks formed and then the two sides of these cracks moved apart, leaving large gaps. This can only happen if the surface of the Earth is expanding. Thus, these large cracks are a sign of the Earth expanding. The Earth expands due to matter creation from the core, which causes magma to rise up and cause uplift of the ground. So this is a sign of magma rising from deep within the Earth under California and causing the ground to lift up or expand. California has also experienced a lot of flooding due to rain. This is due to artificial climate control. Storms and low-pressure weather systems are created by Planet X objects coming into the Earth's atmosphere. But the powers that be have the ability to control where these objects go, and they are specifically sending them to high population areas, and in such a way that flooding is created, possibly even as an attempt to cover up the changes that are happening deep inside the Earth, but that manifest as the opening up of the ground, as we saw in Figure 1. And here you can see this aerial view of the flooding in California. And this is from a YouTube video of drone footage by Mercury News. Now, a low pressure region, this is what you have when you have a storm system that brings a lot of rain. It cannot just move across the surface of the Earth without it being created by a source of gravitational field. If you simply have a low pressure region in the Earth's atmosphere moving along the ground, then there are no walls separating the low pressure from the air around it that's at a higher pressure or higher density. So the air in the surrounding region would immediately flow into the region of low density to equalize the density. So it's impossible to have a low pressure region or low density region, it's the same thing, without it being created by something, and that something is one of these objects that approach the Earth from outer space and create these low pressure regions because they have a gravitational effect or a tidal effect because they come so close to the surface of the Earth. And they create a low pressure region in the vortex, which they create between themselves and the surface of the Earth. And the gravitational effect that they have creates a low pressure in a column, in a cylindrical column between themselves and the surface of the Earth. And that's why they create low pressures. So the object must be very close to the surface of the Earth and actually inside the atmosphere. And the objects can be moved from one place to the other by heating and ionizing the air in an adjacent region to the object's current location. And powerful lasers and their simulators can be used for that purpose. And you may look at article 484 entitled Planet X, the course behind low pressure weather systems for more details. And this illustrates how using these simulators or laser heaters for the atmosphere, you can heat up a region in the atmosphere, and that will then attract the object to move over in that direction. And this is also why it always gets so hot just before a storm hits in a certain region. The temperature always rises because the atmosphere gets heated so that the object that's bringing in the storm moves across. And you may look at Article 493 entitled Weather Manipulation, Planet X Under Intelligent Control. And here are some photographs of these objects in the Earth's atmosphere. You can see this is a spherical object here. This is a stellar core, most likely a small one. The smaller ones, I think, are something like 250 feet in diameter. Here's another one, and this may look like a circular hole in the clouds. But if you look carefully, it's convex. It's a surface that curves downwards. It's a spherical surface because it's a spherical object that's poking out of the cloud, and the cloud is actually its envelope. They come in with this cloud. In fact, this cloud is not formed on Earth at all. It comes from space. This cloud used to be a part of the planets that broke up, and these objects are the cores of these planets. And the outer layers of the planets have now turned into a debris field. The water that was inside the planets turned into cloud. That's where this cloud comes from. So in conclusion, the appearance of cracks in the ground in California, which keep widening, is a sign that major changes are occurring deep underground. The effects will only increase and spread and may eventually make much of the land uninhabitable, or it may cause large sections to be swallowed up by the ocean as cracks open up close to the ocean and it flows inwards. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.